Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all forgive me for my sins. I feel me going through changes. Humble me, I cry to myself cause of examination. Sometimes you can't see when you wrong. Seem like I barely made it to the next day when I thought on my ways. I cry like a baby. Movie, I miss my baby. My judgments got me in check. Man, he is doing good. My son almost had my neck. Getting older, he watching me, so I focus doing my best. Praying for my people and myself, cause we soon got next. To anyone that is real, I offend, I apologize. I was going through a lot at the time, I was traumatized, lacking trust because of things, but now I see with my eyes. I was stuck in 2021, had to realize y'all had to rebuild my character. Now I feel so alive. I thank the Father, he was with me still, he didn't leave my side. From my trial to all my fouls, yet still I survived. Have mercy on my soul, I woke up praising cause I ain't died. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul. Y'all have mercy on my soul.
The faith as small as a mustard seed is all God needs. So even if you have small faith, God is using your small faith to do extraordinary things.
And they called it conspiracy. Now it's happening in your face. How you still asleep? Select few open their eyes. Now we really see respect due. If in these times you got inner peace, the minute hand standing over the 12, open the scrolls, what the prophets say. We believe it and we stand on it, unashamed of it. Regardless of how they feel, never change subject. Waiting patiently for the shepherd, he gon' gather us. Enemies surrounding us, Abba gon' lift the standard up. Yeah, we in the Bible again. Weeding the tares, the harvest, the time of the end. Let them grow together. We gon' see who really bear fruit. Find your wings while you not flying. What you scared to? Grace, even if you fall, he your parachute. The plans the enemy had for you fell through. I don't care what they tell you. His spirit is still available. On them ships we gon' sail through. Days of Noah, the flood subsided, it's a miracle. And you made it, you see the land. I don't think they understand. Our Savior left, but he gon' come again with his arms open, and we gon' run to him.
Shalom, brother. Shalom.
Shalom, King.
All right, Shalom, Israel.
I think the brother's trying to get on here, but I don't know if he got the link.
The
brother Baruch.
Shalom, Elder. All you got to do is copy it, and you can send it to itself.
My moderator. Everybody back.
I see the tone real quick. But
yeah, man. Welcome everybody back to tonight's class, man, and going into a piece of dedication, man, and you know, we winding through the part of the chapter where we was revolting against the heathen. You know, things kind of getting sticky right now in the story. You know, they're killing our women, they're killing the men, they're killing the babies. You know, it's a lot of blood getting poured out in the nation right now. So where we left off last time, Mattathias and his sons joining up, and he instructing his sons on what they should do, and he calling for the men in Israel that's zealous to fight for the nation, right? So that's what we left off. If you didn't watch class last time, you know, go back and watch it and get yourself caught up. But that's what we picking up from tonight, and most High willing, we can go into even how the dedication, the Feast of Dedication, is prophetic. You know, it's prophetic in the sense of Israel being built back up again, right? As the nation of Israel, and Israel being that temple and being rededicated back to the Lord, right? So, brothers, I'm gonna give brothers a second to get themselves ready, and then we'll get started. Let me see. All right, brothers, ready?
Con, can you hear me?
Con.
Okay. My phone had started shit.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. So I think we left off at verse 25. Right, I'm gonna read 24 again, right? Just because I like to read that, right? So it says, First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 24 says, which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time. And the altar he pulled down. All right, so let me get a precept real quick, because everything that he did was righteous, right? Let me go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter, right? The Lord instructed us in the law that that's exactly the way that you're supposed to behave yourself when it comes to these other nations and them and worshiping their gods, and their gods being in the land, right? The book of Deuteronomy 7 and let me see, verse I'm gonna start at verse 2, right? It says, and the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee. Thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. for they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. For the Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Right. So the Lord chose Israel. And before we went into the land, he said, every idol you see, you need to pull that down. Every grove you see, you need to cut it down, burn their images with fire. Right. The Lord is not about coexisting with other nations. That's not in the Bible. Right. So when this brother destroyed that altar, it said the altar he pulled down, he was acting within the law when he did that. Right. So verse 26, it says, thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri, the son of Salom. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they and their children and their wives and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. So everybody went to live in the woods, right? That's coming back, right? Let me get that in the book of the second Ezra, right? The Lord said we need to be ready to the battle. Second Ezra, let me see, chapter 15, right? Let me go there real quick. Matter of fact,
I think it's on try 16 and 40.
Yeah, 16 and verse 40, right? Slocky. Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 40. It says, "O my people, hear my word, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. He that selleth, let him be as he that fleeth away, and he that buyeth as one that will lose." So any type of business you got to be ready to lose it all in that day, right? Now, does that mean don't do business because those are the times that's coming? No, it's just saying don't put your trust and your all into that stuff, because at any moment you got to be ready to lose it. You got to be ready to walk away from it, right? It says, "He that occupieth merchandise as he that have no profit by it, and he that buildeth as he that shall not dwell therein. He that soweth as if he should not reap. So also he that planteth the vineyard as he that shall not gather the grapes." All right. They that marry as they that shall get no children, and they that marry not as the widowers, and therefore they that labor in vain. All right. They that labor, you laboring in vain. If you laboring for the sense of you trying to invest all 50% of your check into your 401k and invest that into the stock market and triple up on that, it's a good chance that might not come to pass. This world is falling as we speak. Babylon is falling, right? So we got to be ready to leave at any moment, right? At any moment, we got to be ready to leave. Right, so let me go back.
I had a preset real quick, King.
Fine, go ahead.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 62 and verse 10. "Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, set not your heart upon them." So that's a good thing. Even if brothers and sisters do increase riches, don't set your heart upon those things, man. Because if you set your heart upon your riches and your wealth, you're not going to want to leave those things behind, like when these times come. I can't remember I know. I remember it was a rich man Yahushua went to, and I think the rich man asked, what you gotta do to get to the kingdom of heaven, and he was like, forsake all you got, basically. What was his question? I don't know. I can't know exactly if he asked Yahushua.
Let's go there.
Okay.
That's Matthew 19. Yeah, that's a good point. The brother was rich, I mean, I'm gonna start at 16, right? It says, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. He saith unto him, which? Yahushua said, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and thy mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The young man said unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? And Yahushua said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then Yahushua, right? Let me keep reading. It says, then he said Yahushua to his disciples, verily, verily, I say unto you that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Right? So that's a good point, man. The brother, like the brother brought out in Psalms, that man's heart was fixed on his riches. He didn't adultery, he didn't have an issue with not committing. You know what I'm saying? Not stealing from his people, not bearing false witness. He had no problem with that. But when it came to his abundance of money and sharing that with people or giving it up, he couldn't do that, man. So in these last days, we got to be ready to lose out on all that stuff, man. All right, you can go to work, you can build wealth, but you got to be ready to lose it at any time. All right, brothers got it, man.
Let me get it.
Can I get a quick?
Now go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna get a quick precept right quick. Sirach, chapter 5 and verse 8, man. Matter of fact, we can start up at 1. Sirach chapter 5 verse 1, and I'm just gonna skip down to verse 8. So Sirach chapter 5 verse 1 says, set not thy heart upon thy goods, and say not I have enough of my life. Right? So don't set your heart upon your goods, man. Don't trust in the things that you have. You can get all this money today, and then the market can crash tomorrow, man. And you're kind of down and out. Or you can save up all your things, and in that time of trouble, you might have all the bullets, you might have all the resources that can get you through, but that's not determined that in that time of trouble, when it pops off, that it's gonna protect you. Can we drop down to verse 8? It says, verse 8, it says, set not thine heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. So on the day of calamity, these goods are not going to profit you, man. You've been setting your heart upon it. You might have just got a new flat screen TV. You can't take that with you in that time, man. You got to leave that thing back. You got to be trusting in the Lord during this time, man. You know what I'm saying? Your goods it's all this thing, like we say all the time. This is not our rest, man. We're not here to run up $100 million. It's not a sin to have, but we're not here to do that, man. So we can't set our heart upon thy goods, man. So we got to be trusting in the Lord. But y'all brothers got it.
Right. So let me get the precept real quick. So the brother, he brought out a good verse in First Maccabees, where it was talking about Matthias, man, when he slew that man on the altar, man. I think that was verse number 26 in the second chapter. But a lot of people might not know what the Lord's talking. I mean, with what they're referencing, man. Can we get Numbers 25 real quick, man? You know what I'm saying? Because that's in the law of God. Because Phineas, our mighty forefather, man, you know what I'm saying? He did the same mighty act by slaying a wicked man, you know what I'm saying, for doing something wicked, man. Let me start at verse, I'm gonna read 1 and 2, and then I'm gonna jump down. So this is on Numbers chapter 25, verse 1. It says, in Israel abided Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods, man. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing the Lord said, don't do, man. Don't have no other God before me, man. People love to quote the 10 commandments, man. But a lot of people break the first commandment. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Because other people would. Who did they serve? White Jesus, Christianity. You know, Christianity has nothing to do with the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? So people are serving another God, man, which the Lord said don't do. You know? So it says verse number 3, it says, and Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. A lot of people don't even know when you're worshiping another God, the anger of the Lord is kindled against you, man. But through the blood of Hamashiach Yahushai, that half of us aren't in the ground about sins that we commit our own selves, man. You know, because you don't want to be a servant to sin as well, man. So let me jump down to verse number so the Lord, he sent a deadly plague that killed about if I'm not mistaken, I think 24,000 Israelites, if I'm not mistaken. So let me jump down to verse number 10. So it says and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phineas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. It says, wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it in his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Just that mighty act he did was an atonement for the children of Israel, man. To stop that deadly plague from spreading throughout the camp, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's literally what they're referring to in First Maccabees chapter 2, man. But I yield on that, man.
And then and then it say that's a mighty point, man. And it's like it say he made an atonement for the nation of Israel, and you know the same way Mattathias killed that brother, he killed him and slew him upon the altar, right? So somebody, what atones for your sins? Blood. So them brothers dying, even though they was Israel, that blood sufficed the Lord's anger. Something got to die, right? To suffice the Lord's anger, man, to suffice atoning for our sins. All right, let's go back. First Maccabees 2 and verse where I was at. I think I was at 20. I was a little lower than that.
I think 26.
Was it 26?
20.
I thought it was
I think I was a little lower than that, wasn't it?
I thought you started at 24.
It was somewhere in the 20 though.
Because you read with the you read the part when Phineas slew Zambri.
Where is that? What verse is that?
That was 26.
26.
Yeah, 26.
Oh, you know what?
Oh wait, matter of fact, you did keep reading it down because you said about forsaking everything.
Yeah, 28. I see it, 28. Right. So it says, so he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that they ever had in the city. And then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they, their children, and their wives, and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. Now, when it was told the king's servants and the host that was at Jerusalem in the city of David, that certain men who had broken the king's commandment were gone down into secret places in the wilderness, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. So they like, look, y'all done enough. The heathen kind of got them cornered. They're like, look, y'all done did enough. Come on out and do what the king wants y'all to do, and y'all will live. Right? It says, but they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, let us die all in our innocency. Heaven and earth will testify for us that ye put us to death wrongfully. So they didn't fight against them, right? They didn't try to close up the spot. They didn't throw nothing at them. They just was willing to die, right? It says, so they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people. Now, when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. So they like, we can't do what our brothers just did and not fight on the Sabbath. We got to fight. We got to defend ourselves, or else they're going to root us out of the earth. They'll completely wipe us out, right? So it says, at that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him. Neither will we all die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Now we looked this up one time, Assyrian. You remember who those brothers was?
Dang. I can't remember. I think.
Let me look it up. Assyrians. Oh, there go that madness.
Oh, I thought we would pass that off.
Madness, man.
Yeah, Esau, he's trying to throw a diss, man.
The pills came up.
Let me see.
Assyrians. I think we did look that up a long time ago.
I remember we was talking about it. All right. Oh, Hasidians were a Jewish group during the Maccabean revolt that took place from around 167 to 142. The Hasidians are mentioned 3 times in the book of the Maccabees, the main contemporary source from the period. According to the first book of Maccabees, during early phases of the anti-Jewish decree and persecution proclaimed by King Antiochus IV Epiphanes, some Hasidians joined up with Mattathias the Hasmonean as he marshaled forces and allies for his rebellions. So I guess it was just a group of let me see if I can get some more.
Salakia, I can say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
It reminds me of, how they teamed up and helped the Maccabees. It reminds me like in that movie 300, when you had I forgot the group was in the movie, but he asked them what's your profession, because they were finna team up with what his name was, Leonidas. So that just remind me of how it was in 300, like how you probably had groups, brothers in surrounding areas that was teaming up to help. They seen their brother needed help, so they're like, okay, we're finna team up with them and help them fight the enemy. But you got it, King.
So it's a right here said the Hasidians have been the object of much scholarly much scholarly speculation. Were they a specific group with a coherent ideology, or merely a generic term for the faithful? If they were a group, what was their religious and political stand? We know they religious stance because they was fighting on behalf of the laws, and we know they political stance because they were against the Greek, the king's decree. What happened to them after the Maccabean revolt concluded? Were they the predecessors of the Pharisees, the Essenians, I'm saying that wrong, Salaki, both or neither? Scholars have come to different conclusions from seeing them as a religious moderates whose main goal was the preservation of traditionalist Judaism against Hellenism. Right, so we can deem that they were zealous for the laws because they was willing to die for them. Right, it says Hasid means pious. It was thus a natural term of self-identification for various individuals and groups. Right, let me see I forget what pious means.
It probably was like it's like a king. It probably was like, you know how you have Israelites, but we have different camps. It probably was like they probably had their own little clique. They probably was keeping the laws, but they had their own little clique. You know what I'm saying, amongst each other, like kind of how you have different Israelite camps. So they probably came together with the Maccabees because they were always keeping the law together.
Kind. Salak. It say Hasid means pious, and pious means devout. So that means Hasidians would mean that they were a group of devout men, right? So they was another group of devout men, probably like you saying, like another camp or another family in Israel that was devout for the laws like the Maccabees were. All right, so all praise. Let's go back. All right, so it says, then came there unto them a company of Hasidians, or we could just say a company of other devout men, because it said that who were mighty men of Israel, even such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. So that's what that word literally means. All right, so let's keep going. Verse 42. All right, so it says, also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger and wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for succor. So you had a line being drawn at this time. You had men of Israel that was zealous, that was willing to fight for their laws, and then you had men in Israel that was cowards. You had men, it was probably working both ways. Men telling their wives, imparting fear on their wives and their family. Nah, we need to join with the heathen. You see how many heathen that is? We need to go over there with them. Just eat some pork. It ain't worth dying for. You probably had some men's ribs that talked them into doing that. But either way, it was a line drawn. Right, brothers and sisters had to choose which side they was gonna be on. Right, it says then Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars. And now you got to think they coming and pulling these altars set up throughout the city. They going down, pulling down these altars in enemy territory. That take a lot of bravery, man. That take a lot of heart to be able to do that, to be not scared, because they thinking in their mind, we finna keep the law, we finna fulfill what Deuteronomy 7 say. We gonna pull down their altars. We not finna allow this to happen and go on in our land. So it say they pursue also after the proud men, and the work prospered in their hand. So the Lord, he taught their fingers to fight. And he allowed that to prosper in their hand, man. They didn't get caught. He made it so that they were successful. All right, it says, so they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles. So they had our Bible. So they went down there to do a couple things. They went to pull down them altars and to get our Bible back from them heathen, right? They shouldn't have our Bible, right? Really slick. If we see a heathen with a Bible, we need to take it from them.
Right.
Real talk. Real.
Hey, Salaki, King.
Go ahead.
You mind if we jump back up to verse 45? It say then Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars. So right, they were keeping the commandments because they were zealous for the law. So that means that they remembered this. You mind if we go to Exodus right quick, chapter 23 and verse number 24, because that's literally a commandment to do that, man. Like the brother was saying, we're supposed to be tearing down the altars. Really, when you see Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in the yard, you supposed to be knocking that down. But we're gonna get this. It say, thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images, right? And those brothers, they broke down all their things, because it says that they literally, Mattathias and his friends went round about and pulled down the altars, man. They were breaking down probably all these images. They weren't bowing down to these things. They were keeping and being zealous for the law. But you got it, King.
That's right, man. That's right. Let's go back. We're really supposed to be deflating the little blow up snowman and Santa Claus.
Right.
We're supposed to be setting a little field of Christmas trees on fire.
Right.
We're supposed to be burning that stuff down, man. All right. So it says in verse 48 again, says, so they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles and out of the hand of kings. Neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now, when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, so this is going on for a long time. This wasn't just a day or two. This is going on for probably a couple years, man. Well, it was going on for a few years. It says because he got to understand this man was strong enough to slew a heathen and another brother that was coming to sacrifice something a few verses over. Now it's coming to the time where he should die. So he probably dying either old age or sickness. It don't specify, right? It says he said unto his son, now have pride and rebuke gotten strength. So he like basically wickedness is strong in the earth, and the time of destruction and the wrath of indignation. Now, therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. So we gotta do that, man. Let me get a precept. The book of Romans.
Hey, babe, you want to take paper out?
Always call to remembrance.
Everybody got to pee.
Mighty acts, man. Right? Romans chapter 15 and what is it? Let me look real quick. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4, right? It says, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And you get that hope from understanding and seeing how the Lord always helped your forefathers to prosper. He always was there for our forefathers. Whenever we zealous for the law, whenever we fighting on behalf of the Most High, he gonna make sure that we prosper. He gonna and if we should die, you're gonna have honor. You're gonna have an everlasting name, man. And that's what you want. That's the most precious thing that you can have. A good name, right? It's another precept. Brothers, God, I'm gonna look for this other precept.
You might get one right quick, man, because I want to go along with what you're saying, that we know that the Lord's with us. You might get in Deuteronomy chapter 20 and verse 1. Because when we go out to battle, man, we got to remember that the Lord is going to be there with us, man. You know, I love precept right here, man. It says, Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 1, when thou goest out to battle against thine enemies. You got to think the Maccabees, they remember this. They remember this. It says, when thou goest out to battle against thine enemies and seest horses and chariots and a people more than thou, be not of wasn't that hey, that's not kind of sound like with the doesn't that kind of sound like kind of what the brother just said? You know, it says, and more and people more than thou, be not afraid of them. For the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, thy power is with thee, and which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Right? Guess what? We have to remember, anytime that we go out to war against our enemies, all these other nations, like the brother said yesterday, it's not just Esau. You got other enemies, man. When you go out to war, even when you go out to camp, remember that the Lord is with you, man. Don't be scared because you see a multitude of Christians coming up with some pitchforks, man. Don't be scared, because what does it say? It say, for the Lord, thy power is with thee, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. He brought us out of the land of Egypt. You got to remember all these accounts, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all brothers, y'all got it, man.
Right, man. Because 9 out of 10, man, it's gonna come to them times, man. You might have to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you might have to pull the righteous act, man. You know what I'm saying? What Phineas did, that was righteous. You remember what Moses, when he seen that Egyptian beating on his own brother, man, what'd he do? He looked both ways, he slew the Egyptian, man. It didn't say Moses sinned right there, man. We gotta be willing to when we see our brothers in danger, man, to be there for that brother, man. Let me get a precept real quick. Let me get what Yahweh Shah said, man. No greater love, man. There ain't no greater love. Let me get this precept real quick. This is John 15, verse number 13. This is the king words, John 15 and 13, and it says, it says, greater love have no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. So Yahweh Shah was willing to lay down his life for who? His brethren, his kinsmen, his nation. You should be willing, when you go out there, like the brother brought out in Deuteronomy, not to get all scared. You know what I'm saying? You can't have that spirit of fear when you see a Christian come up trying to quote something out of Paul, man. You know, you getting shaken up. You know, you're thinking, damn, he's going to confound Ock. You know, you can't be thinking like that, man, because that spirit of fear is going to hop on the next brother and the next brother. If you're scared, go home, build yourself back up with these scriptures, man. Pray to Yahweh Shai that he build your spirit up, and you come out here, man. Get your boots, get your Bible, and let's go to camp, man. But hey, brothers got it, man.
Hey, you about to say one thing. You about to say one thing, adding on what you're saying. That spirit of fear can jump off on somebody. You know, that spirit of fear can hop off. I wish I can remember what that was like about that. I wish I can find, but you don't want that spirit of fear to hop off on people, man. You don't want that spirit of fear to hop off on brothers, man. If you got a scary spirit, just stay home till you know just pray to the Lord. Maybe the next Sabbath, or he'll put the spirit back in you, man. Because we don't need that spirit of fear, man. You know, but you got it, man.
Fine. Let me see. I think this is it right here. Let me go to Deuteronomy 20.
Y'all think Judas Maccabees had a hammer? Do it say?
Did he have a hammer? I know he take that sword off old dude. He killed him and took his sword aside. I forgot what precept that was. He said had the hammer. What that precept was? He took that man's sword.
Like a sludge hammer.
Yeah, that First Maccabees 3, verse number 12, I think. Well, never mind. Yeah, verse 12. Wherefore Judas took their spoils and the Paulineus sword also, and therewith he fought all his life long.
That's my con. The water king.
Oh yeah, Con operates the most high, man.
This Deuteronomy 20:3, it says, and shall say unto them, hear, O Israel, ye approach this day unto battle against your enemies. Let not your hearts faint, fear not, and do not tremble, neither be ye terrified because of them. Right? It said, for the Lord your God, it is he that goeth with you to fight for you against your enemies to save you. All right, it's another one that say, this is it. Yeah, this is it right here. It says, and the officers shall speak unto the people, saying, what man is there that have built a new house and have not dedicated it? Let him go and return to his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man dedicate it. Right. So it said basically, you men that's occupied with things of the world, your mind ain't really fixed on the task at hand. You need to go home. Right. It says, and what man is it he that have planted a vineyard and have not yet eaten of it? Let him also go and return into his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man eat of it. And what man is there that have betrothed the wife and have not taken her? Let him go and return unto his house, lest he die in the battle, and another man take her. All right. It says, and the officer shall speak further unto the people, and shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. So that spirit, it'll spread, man. The brother you can tell when the brother's scared. I've been in the world about like fight for my homeboys, and you can look and see one of your homeboys kind of scared. You can see it, you know what I'm saying? And that kind of make you kind of could be ready to fight, and then you see this brother scared, and you like, dang, maybe I need to be, maybe we can't beat him. You know what I'm saying? So that spirit, it'll spread, man. You don't want to, don't even bother. Just stay home, like the brother said. Build yourself up and get yourself ready to fight, then go to fight. Right? You don't want to be out there for the wrong reasons, man.
Can I make a point? Because it's like when people think when you saying stuff like this, like you're trying to throw shots at somebody. Nah, it's just being play. You can see when a situation actually happened in real life that'll make you evaluate. Damn, I thought this brother said he was gonna willing to die for me. He said he was willing to put his life on the line for another brother, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Lord say, man, just stay home, man. Build your spirit back up. Read what your forefathers did and build yourself up, man.
You mind if I say one thing, man? Cause that, man, what the brothers saying, man, we ain't throwing no shots, man. You just have to be in that type of situation and know, like, you can see that spirit when it's on somebody via, let me just use correct terms, like via you being on the highway and byway and just different things happen. You know, you can see when that type of spirit is, man. So it's just like the brother saying, man, hey, you know, you might gotta go read John 14, you know, whatever you ask in the Lord's name, that will he do. So ask the Lord to get that scary spirit off you, and he'll get it off you, man. Ask him to get it off you. He'll get it off you, man. Come back out there next week and do the work, man. But y'all got it, man.
Let's go back. All right, so it says so Mattathias is about to die, man, and he giving charge to all his sons right now. Right? It says, now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law. Right? Zeal, have that fire in you when it comes to the law. Love the law and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation? So now he's going through the history with his sons, giving them examples. Abraham was found faithful in temptation, right? It's true. I was talking with a brother last night, man, and we was talking about, like, man, it's in this truth. the Lord is going to test you and see if you will, what are you willing to sacrifice? Just how much are you willing to sacrifice for the Lord? What are you willing to give up? Abraham was 75, I want to say 75 years old when he left his land with his family. And the Lord just said, go, right? To a land that he ain't never been to a place you didn't never know nothing about. Right? The Lord, and then he told him, I want to see if you're gonna kill your son on my behalf. If I ask you to do it, will you do it? Now he didn't end up having to kill his son. He had that ram in the bush for him, right? But the Lord's it's ridiculous to think that you're gonna be in this truth and not be pushed all the way to the brink. Not be pushed to your breaking point. It's something that you feel like the Lord see that thing that you feel like you can't part ways with, you can't be without, right? It could be a family member, it could be a thing that you like, the brother that was rich we read about in Matthew. It's something in this truth that you feel like you can't separate from, and the Lord is going to push you to that point to see if you will continue on without that. Will you give up that for me? What are all of you willing to give up? And then he may not necessarily make you give it up, but he want to see if you willing to give it up, right? So it said, was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phinehas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained a covenant of an everlasting priesthood. The brother just brought that out. Yahushua, for the fulfilling of the word, was made a judge in Israel. That's going into Joshua, right? Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous, fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Mishael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. So he just ran down a whole bunch of mighty brothers in our nation. That's why I say the things written aforetime were written for our learning, that through patience and comfort, every one of these brothers that just named, they had to have patience. They had to wait on the Lord. Right? And we got to do the same thing. We got to have, when you run out of patience, you finna run out of faith. All right. The brother brought that up out at camp the other day, man. Your patience and faith go hand in hand. It's the same thing. Right? So the scriptures teach us to help actually, you going through things is going to develop patience. You going through persecution, different temptations, it's going to increase your patience, right? And that'll increase your faith, because you're going to say, dang, right when I thought I was going to quit, the Lord came through for me. And that's what it's saying, man. Every one of these, you got to think, Daniel was in that den. You don't know if you've ever smelt a wild animal before, man. He in this den and you can smell. You got to imagine what that smell was like. You can smell these big cats. Lions are huge.
Right.
He can smell them. He can hear them growling. And he just got to trust in the Lord. Right? When you can see everything, when you can see the danger in front of you, that thing get real, man. It get real then. Then it's like, okay, we here. Now it's time to see if I'm gonna trust in the Lord. Right? But it says, thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Whether you die or not, you're not going to be overcome with your sin if you die righteously. Right? So it says, fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. He gonna die and not gonna come back. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing. Wherefore, ye, my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory. Right? So you show yourself a man when you keep the commandments. When you're willing to die for something, you're going to die for something regardless, whether it's for your sin or for the laws of the Lord. But real men, they willing to die for these laws, man. They ain't going to let nothing or nobody stop them from fulfilling every jot and tittle of the law. You got brothers always saying, well, that's 613 commandments. Well, keep them then.
Right.
Learn them. Learn them and keep them. That's all our responsibility, to learn them and do our best to keep them. If we mess up, we're going to get back up, and we're going to do, and we're going to try to keep them.
Right.
Not complain about how many of them it is. Right? So let's keep going.
That's like I want to add a point. What you were saying. Can you go back to that one verse that you was like? Can you go up a little? I don't remember exactly what it is. Fear not the sin, not consider. I mean, thus consider you throughout all ages. Okay. I'm gonna read verse 61. It say, matter of fact, verse 59, Nias, Azarias, Misrael, by believing were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages that none that put their trust in him shall overcome. You mind we get 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse number 9? Because our brothers have accomplished the same things. And brothers today, you have accomplished the same things, man. You know, that's why we got to go back and read these accounts so it can literally uphold us, man. But this 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse number 9, it says, whom resist steadfast in the faith. It says, knowing the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, man. The same afflictions were accomplished by brothers that were in the world. Daniel overcame through the grace of the Most High. You know, these people overcame the same affliction that you go through, or what your forefathers they came through, man. You know, they accomplished that, man, through the grace of the Most High. But you got it, King.
Let me add a point for the brother to go back, man, because can we read that part with Caleb? Read that part with Caleb again, man. If a brother could read that for me.
Can I say Caleb, bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land?
So you got to think about this. Caleb and Joshua, when Moses sent them in to go spy out the land to see what was the land like, you got to think about it. Joshua and Caleb bear witness before the congregation, man. They said, we got to trust the Lord, man. It's a good land. You know, you had the wicked men of Israel, once again, spreading fear throughout the people, talking about, oh, the sons of Anak, they're bigger than us. We look like grasshoppers. You got to think about it. They had that spirit of fear. They didn't trust in it. They didn't trust in the Most High. And they seen the signs and wonders, man. I'm going to read this out my Bible. This is Numbers 14, verse number 24. It says, but my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him and had followed me fully, him will I bring into the land whereinto he went, and his seed shall possess it, man. You know, I'm standing for the brother Dasha. You know, he was from the tribe of Judah, man. Judah, you know what I'm saying? He was from that same tribe, man. y'all brothers that y'all don't even realize how powerful these names, Judah. You got to think about it. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, these names have power in it, man. And they come from, and Caleb came from the same tribe of Judah, man. So we come from the same bloodline of mighty men, man. But I yield, man.
Come on, let's go back. All right, so it says, so verse 65 in 1 Maccabees 2, it says, and behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. So a father knows his children, man. Every father, you pay attention to your kids, you know what strengths they got, you know what strengths they don't have. right? So he telling them about Simon. Simon was a mastermind. When it came to war strategies, Simon is the man. You know what I'm saying? He knew how to fight, but he knew how to think. Right? So it says, Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him always. He shall be a father unto you. As for Judas Maccabeus, he have been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain and fight the battle of the people. That's like, that remind me of my son, my son Quincy, right? Him and his brother Tate, they two different types of men. Tate more meticulous and thoughtful, right? He more into technology and stuff like that, right? If I wanted to set up something with IT or get intel on the enemy, I'm gonna use him for that. But Quincy like to climb on the cabinets. He want to go outside and climb up the window sill, climb up the porch, he want to climb up still. He's strong, right? So I'm gonna use he gonna be the muscle, right? So he giving his sons charge and assigning them into their role. His sons didn't jump up and say, you know what, I'm the captain. You know what, I'm gonna be the father. I'm gonna be the captain. They didn't do that. They father assigned them roles, right? So it said he gonna let him be your captain and fight the battle of the people. Take also unto you all those that observe the law and avenge ye the wrong of your people. Recompense fully the heathen and take heed to the commandments of the law. So he blessed them and was gathered to his fathers. And he died in 146th year, and his sons buried him in the sepulchres of his fathers at Modin. And all Israel made great lamentation for him. Right, so that brother died. Before he did, though, he gave his sons charge on what it was they needed to do. Right, and that's how if men as fathers, you know, you gotta recognize those nuances in your children and give them charge about what to do. Sometimes it's gonna be things that happen in life that, you know, that may take your children away or make it so that they can't. You know, it's different things that happen, but you as a parent, and it's true, you gotta always, and let me get that in the book, Proverbs, right? Classic precept, right? You gotta train up your children, man, in a way that they should go, right? Proverbs, is it 20?
22? Is it 22?
22 in verse
16?
Yeah, 22 and 16. Con. Nah, not 22.
6.
22 and 6. Con. That's right, the water. Right. In my old age, man, a lot of these verses, they hit home, man. It had different meaning to them for me, man. It said, right, to Proverbs 22 and 6, say, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Meaning what? Even if you may, you know what I'm saying, your family, your household may split up and them children go with their mom. Their mom may not teach them children the customs of the Bible. They may start teaching them heathen customs. But you, when them children with you, whoever that child with, when they with the parent that is observant to the laws, you got to make sure that when they with you, you drive that law in them. You drive what that Bible say into them. So because they may grow up and be out in the world, but they never gonna forget what that Bible says. They'll be like the prodigal son, man. And that, of course, that's an allegory for Israel. But they'll even if they should be spend some time in the world, they're gonna always remember what that Bible say. They're gonna always know right from wrong. And whether they do wrong or right is of the Lord, but at least you did your part, right? So that brother instructed his children, man. He trained them up. And that's how we gotta be, man. All right, so all right, if brothers ain't got nothing else, you know, we'll pick back up. That's the end of chapter 2. Like I say, the last day of Feast of Dedication is gonna be Monday. It'll end Monday at even, right? So that should give us some time to just, you know, take our time and get on through the chapters all the way up to the where they instituted and ordained the Feast of Dedication, man. Because like I said, it's a mighty history. If you haven't read it, you get a chance to read it now. All praises to the Most High, man, and praying that y'all, you know, getting something out of it, man, some type of edification, man. So all praise and all honor and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh. We'll be back on here tomorrow, man, Lord willing, at 7:00, man, and we'll get back into it. All right, Kwame Nasha.
Kwame Nasha.